Hi guys, I'm your host Trav, and welcome to our brand new podcast here at Vice, aptly titled The Vice Experience. You're probably thinking to yourself, hey Trav, what's a restaurant need a podcast for? I've literally never seen anyone ever order a podcast for dinner. But the thing is, we don't need a podcast. We want a podcast, and we want you to have a podcast. Everyone gets podcast. Okay, so to start, this podcast kind of started off as a joke. A few years ago, I made a few short videos acting like we had a podcast called The Vice Experience. We'll cut to a clip. Today's episode is all about service. So today we're sitting down with our bar manager, G. G, tell us. So the center of the joke was to make people think that we had a podcast called The Vice Experience, and now we actually do have a podcast called The Vice Experience, and that's going to make all of this way more confusing. Over the course of the podcast, we're going to be talking about everything going on at Vice, but not just that. We're going to be talking about everything going on in Buffalo. We're going to be talking to organizations and people who have helped shape the city or are currently helping shape the city that we live in. And with that said, for this inaugural episode, I sat down with Dylan and LJ of Legends in the Making. Legends in the Making, or LITM, is a youth football organization that is helping direct student athletes into professional careers both on and off the field. These are two super talented guys, and I learned a lot sitting down with them. I'm not going to give too much away. I'm going to save the rest for the episode. But in the meantime, just sit back, relax, and enjoy. Thanks. Hey guys, and welcome to The Vice Experience. This is going to be a podcast we started here at Vice. We're going to talk about kind of everything happening in Buffalo, people that we've worked with, people that are like helping out the community. And speaking of that, today we have LITM here. So we have Dylan and we have LJ. And we're going to talk about their organization and kind of like what they do for Buffalo and what they've done with us here. So I'm going to swing it to them. I want to hear kind of like your origin story, guys. So tell me how you guys started, like where you're from. I know you're not from here. Yeah, so maybe tell me where you're from. And I heard you briefly say something about the snow situation there. Maybe we'll talk about that a little bit.
Yes, sir.
But yeah, give it to me. What you got?
So I'm from Buffalo. Went to Sweet Home in St. Francis. Graduated 2018. Ended up signing with UB out of high school. Stayed there for my first few years of college, and that's how I met my brother LJ right here. Really, how LITM started was it's just a bunch of like-minded dudes that are on the grind and on a mission, and trying to make sure that we can achieve success however possible, and doing whatever it takes to find a way to win. Really, and I mean, it's more so of a thing that started with guys like me and LJ and summer workouts and just being dogs and going hard and making sure that we're doing whatever we gotta do to take care of ourselves and hopefully one day be able to take care of our families with the stuff that we do. So, I mean, LITM started out as, individual movements, but, it turned into a community type of thing over time.
That's the what I noticed with you guys, like, online and everything. Like, there's so many people involved in this, like, group, essentially. Is that an accurate group? Like, what do you guys call yourselves? Like, an organization? Or
so, by technical terms, we're a nonprofit organization. So, I mean, that's really the beauty of it is that we get the community to want to be involved in right. Help out, whether it's, a football camp or a basketball camp or even just events that we do, for kids or even for, older.
You do basketball stuff too?
Yeah,
I thought it was just football.
Yeah,
that's
we do
cool.
everything.
All right. Yeah, all right, cool. That's awesome. Okay, LJ, tell me yours.
So I'm originally from New Jersey, Irvington, New Jersey, and I signed to Buffalo in 2021. That's when I met him in 2021. It was a crazy journey. When I first came in, I was bottom of the depth chart. He was the oldest guy in the group, and just sitting behind him and just playing football and working out with him and competing with him, it kind of just shaped me throughout college and ultimately just held me out throughout the season. So most definitely. Yeah.
All right, and I hear something about a lot of yards this year. You got it.
More than me. Yeah,
I just hit my 1,000 yards. I had like 1,078 yards this past season.
Let's go.
Yeah,
that's awesome. Cool.
It was big. For
Cool.
Sure.
All right. So the beginnings of LITM, was it? I mean, you're a nonprofit organization, like helping out the community. I'm assuming it was like pretty smooth. Was it a smooth start? Was it like a little rough at the beginning?
there's really two beginning phases, I would say.
Okay, cool.
The first beginning phase
let's
is the
get into
one.
it. Let's go down the rabbit hole. Tell me.
The first beginning phase is the one, like I said, to where, you know, it started off as just an idea and something that, you know, was only known in the group. That, like, you know, we talking to about amongst each other, because it's like, man, this is us. You know, like we trying to be professional athletes. We trying to be great in every aspect that we do. We trying to, you know, win a conference championship. You know, a whole bunch of things that we're just like, man, like we want us to be able to say we did this, and there's only one way to be. There's no recipe to success. Excuse me. There's no secret to the recipe of success. So, like, you know, just some of the things that LITM started off as was just us pushing ourselves the hardest we can during conditioning, or us adding 10 extra pounds to a squat that we barely was able to do the last rep on. You know what I mean? Just like little things that, you know, people don't see, but you get those results that you want. And then I feel like when the results started to come, you know, like everybody has different timelines, but when results started to come for me personally or for other people involved, and then for LJ, like, you know, people are going to ask what you did, and they're going to want to figure out, like, how are you getting these, how are you doing that? Like, they see all the success and stuff that you post and people post of you or whatever people are saying, but they don't see the groundwork and the years of work, or, you know, all the blood, sweat, and tears that, you know, it's a cliche saying, but it's very true.
Yeah.
You know, and I think that once people started seeing the results, they started asking for the recipe in a sense. And then at that point, that's kind of the next phase to the beginning, because I had to figure out how do we keep our identity, you know, to ourselves without watering it down, but like still trying to give it to others. Yeah, you know what I mean? Yeah. Because, I mean, one of the big things is that we're very big on identity, you know, like, and not everything works for everybody. I mean, we had a crazy strength coach.
Crazy strength coach, man. He was one of a kind. You know, one of a kind.
Trying to make you run till you quit. Trying to see where your heart is. You know what I mean?
In doing that, it kind of like weeds out the people without that mindset, kind of.
Right.
Yeah,
for sure. But like, even early, man. Like LJ said, he came in 2021, and that was my junior year. So I'm just like already seeing like a whole bunch of dudes that's seniors and dudes that are in my class and dudes that are in the class above him not working like him. You know what I mean? Like from a freshman, like he had it early, like day one type time, and like coming in there and like trying to push himself to be the starter from day one. You know, whether or not that was the case, like preparing that way and having that mindset. And I mean, you know, you fast forward times later, he just ran for 1,000 yards.
Yeah.
So like,
awesome.
It didn't start this year. It started years ago. So I mean, I think that just like the mindset of staying consistent and working hard and all of that stuff, and how we go about it and how we do it, and, you know, a dog mindset, but also a sharp and, you know, a presentable young man's mindset, you know, being professional and, you know, being courteous and everything that goes with that stuff is very important. And I think that, like we said, just speaking on identity and having to present it and show people how we do it, but keeping it something that's for ourselves also, you know, because we don't want,
it's still you.
Yeah, it's still us.
Like
we
it's
don't
still
want,
you guys. Like that. It's the same core group of guys from like the beginning that are like running it all now, I'm assuming.
I would say so. We have new,
much.
you know, we get new members, but like in order to really be a part of it, you got to be with it. You know, like you can't. We don't.
It'll
just add
feel like
guys.
they've been there since the beginning.
Exactly.
Kinda. Yeah. All right. Cool. Now it seems like a great time to cut to our first ad break. We're gonna cut to our sponsor real quick because we got to sell some cocktails.
Oh, you're looking for a good time? Well, here at Vice, it's always a good time. So whether you're looking for delicious wood-fired dishes or handcrafted cocktails or just some good old-fashioned fun, yes, we've got you taken care of. 'Cause here, we don't have customers, we have friends. So come hang out with us down at Vice.
Okay, so guys, we were talking about how you started, when you started, all of those good things, and then during that ad break, actually, you guys brought up NIL, which means name, image, likeness, right? I don't know anything about. I mean, I get the words, but like I don't know the concept of it. So I want to hear about this a little bit.
I mean,
you can tell them how it was.
Back in the dinosaur days.
Back in the dinosaur days.
NIL, name, image, and likeness, pretty much is. I don't know how to even say it. I guess it's
Would it
getting
be
paid.
like branding?
Yeah, branding.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, but it's also, you know, the conception of it is like college athletes are getting paid millions of dollars and this and that and all that stuff. But I mean, that happens like sparingly. But the NIL is really just like, you know, anything of monetary value that gets presented to you in exchange for, you know, doing something, whether it's like, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
But I mean,
I never heard it worded like that, but
Really?
I dig it. Yeah.
that's what it is like at the base level. But I mean, you know, like situations like having 1,000 yards and stuff in the season, like they get you some money. You know what I mean?
Cool.
Like,
Yeah.
or people try to get you some money.
Okay, so there's like a whole like
Yeah,
back room thing.
It goes deep into it, yeah, for sure. It
deep.
definitely,
Them
it
waters
definitely
get
get
crazy.
deep, for sure.
Like what? Like I don't know anything about this, and now I'm curious. Like,
mean,
what
it's- I mean,
can
it's-
we talk about it? Is it like super?
We can talk about it, but it's not
What
like
if we talk about
not-
it and don't use names? Like,
yeah, no
okay.
names, no
Yeah.
details.
Okay.
Just
I could
so,
beep out anything if we need to. Also,
So basically, it's like depending on the type of year that you had, you could just enter the transfer portal, and you can just get paid hundreds of thousands, millions of dollars, based off of if a school wants you or not. And like I had a good season, yeah, but you know things happen, you know, over the course of this winter break. But I'm really deep on staying here in Buffalo and just, you know, like I started here, I grinded with him, and it's like this is where I literally found myself, sort of like all the days where I knew I wasn't starting, I knew I wasn't getting in, but still just stay true to myself and just stay true to who I am and how hard I've been working since I was in high school, middle school, even elementary school, like just stuff like that. So like money couldn't, how I think of it, money can't buy legacy. And I got 1 year here, and I just want to just, you know, just show out my last year here and just whatever God got planned for me, that's just what the plan is for sure.
wait, you
You
go.
know, so he better than me because when they tried to post me out, when they poached me out that portal, I was gone quick. I ain't gonna lie, but I think that's really a real testament though to like what's important, because I think that, like LJ just said, I mean, and I know personally because, you know, schools weren't allowed to, I don't know if I should say this, but schools weren't allowed to contact him directly, you know, because he's with UB, you know, and so schools would,
I see.
you know, coaches would hit me up and be like, yo, you still tight with that kid from Buffalo? You still tight with LJ? We got this for him. We got that for him. And
Oh, they would hit you. They would reach out to you to talk.
I mean,
to LJ essentially is
nothing that ever
they
like
can't
fell
directly
through. They can't
go,
talk to
I
him,
got
but you know what I mean? Like,
got you.
that's just how the process works. And
Okay.
if not me, then I'm sure that a whole bunch of other people that they believed were close to him or, you know, just around him that were maybe able to get inside of his head, because they can't directly go to you and be like, hey, yo, I'm going to give you $50,000 if you come here.
Right.
But they could go to you to tell him that, and it's like,
I
man,
got you.
start thinking that, and then
So tying all of that together, now you have to really decide like who you are going to go with and who you're going to like work with, because your name, image, and likeness is attached to all that essentially.
Right.
yeah,
I got it.
exactly.
Okay, cool. What I will say is that you staying in Buffalo, because like your core team here, I don't play sports. I played basketball in high school, and I was honestly like, I think I played like 1 minute, right? Like literally like 1 minute. I was the smallest guy on the team, and I was not very good. But I do a lot of media stuff, and I do all the social media here, and like Neat and Bella Chow and like all that. And in starting that, I had like a core group of like close friends that we all kind of like grew together with that, and like pushed each other to get better. And I can very much relate to the mentality of pushing people close to you to get better.
Exactly, yeah.
Which feels exactly like this, just now on a grander scale where there's a lot of people involved, essentially.
I think that one of the things though too with you know, Buffalo, they just had a great season. Like, shout out to Coach Limbo and
Shout out to Coach
that
Limbo
whole
for
team.
sure.
Like, you know, they turned the program around quick in one season. So I think that like that's stuff that, you know, hopefully businesses and business owners and, you know, people around the city want to see guys like LJ stay at, you know, Buffalo and schools like that, and not have to think twice about, you know, shoot. Because, I mean, some guys that leave for NIL, it's not just for them. Like, a lot of guys come from situations to where their families need help.
Right.
And to where, you know, us being young men, we want to help take care of our families. So I think that, you know, with the great season that, you know, they had and LJ had, and, you know, whoever is to come next, like, we should make sure that we're finding resources to pour back into these guys. Because personally, like, you know, when I had my chance to leave after capitalizing on a good season, I took it because, shoot, I wasn't getting any NIL money playing at UB. But, you know, times are different now, and I think that with what they're doing and them winning, that people around the city should want to support them a little more in that aspect. So I think that, like, you know, him staying here speaks values, and I think that we should be able to find some people around the city that want to see him, you know, be okay and be able to, you know, also financially capitalize for, you know, being loyal to the program that, you know, help him get where he want to be.
Yeah, it makes sense. I mean, we do events. We do collab events all the time. We love having you guys here. Everybody, I told everybody back there that you guys were coming, and they're like, "Oh, they're the coolest guys." That's always great. So, do you do events like that, like at other places, like outside of Vice? Do you guys do events like that?
Nah, we're Vice junkies.
You're Vice here? Let's go, boys. All right.
We love Vice.
Cool. Oh, you're looking for a happy hour like no other? Perhaps the happiest hour? Well, we got you covered here, down at Vice. So whether you're in need of some $1 off beers or discounted small plates, there's nowhere else you'd rather be than here, every Monday through Thursday from 4 to 6 p.m. Our bartenders are here with a friendly smile to make that post-work drink something really special. Oh, and what was that? You said that wasn't enough? Well, guess what? There's more. Like $13 pizzas and $2 off all wines, whiskeys, and well drinks. You can find it all and more here at Vice. That's our happy hour, between the hours of 4 and 6 p.m. every Monday through Thursday. We'll see you there. Back to you, Trav. Okay, so something that I admire that you guys do is your social media. You guys are on with it, and I wanted to talk a little bit about that. And like, I know you have like there's a whole bunch of like collaborators that work on that, right? Because you're putting out like videos like a day sometimes. So who does that?
All right, well, I got to first give a shout out to our head media executive director, Anthony Abrudi, because I mean he does a great job with all that stuff. Cause
Anthony Abrudi, pull up his Instagram.
Lars Artwork,
cool,
on Instagram. But first, like I'm not gonna lie, I literally do nothing with social media. Like I just have the account on my phone.
Fair enough.
Dude,
so they'll send you the stuff essentially.
So pretty much, Ant, he established us having a media team. You know, so Ant was able to put together a media team of about 20 creative, amazingly creative individuals from the Buffalo area, some from the Rochester area, and honestly, like, big shout out to them because we would not be as far as we are without them. I mean, they do the brunt of the work. They go out there, they grind, they get videos, they get content, they get photos. They connect with the athletes. So, I mean, our media team is the best, and like they're all young,
fantastic.
You know? Yeah,
and that's a lot of people don't think about that end of it, like how much work goes into like that kind of like end of it. They're grinding too. You know what I mean? Like they're grinding too. Like so. And I respect that. That's awesome. I love that you guys have a team. That's so cool.
Can't do it without them. Appreciate them for
awesome. Real. Okay, so we're in Buffalo, obviously. How long have you been in Buffalo, by the way?
I've been in Buffalo since 2021.
2021?
Yeah.
So 4 years?
Yeah.
How long have you been in Buffalo? You grew up here.
Yeah,
so how long is that?
24. About to be 25 next month.
Yeah. So what is, it could be anything. It could be down to like people or just like a certain place that you really dig about Buffalo or like a vibe that you dig about Buffalo. But what is your favorite part about Buffalo?
I mean, obviously, like, I'm a big family person. I come from, anybody from Buffalo know, like, I got a huge family. So, I mean, I'm always just at one of my family members' houses just eating and just chilling. But my favorite thing about home is really just the people, you know, like, it's a small city, small town. Like, anywhere you go, you're going to recognize people. People going to say what's up. People going to talk about this or that. That's really it. I mean, you know, we got good food, but it's not good for you, so that's the hard part.
That's also, just before we get to my favorite part is the people, just and that smallness of it. Like, I literally today before this pod had to go to Guitar Center and get this mic, and I ran into one of the guys who plays piano over at Bella Ciao, like, while I was in there. And it's like, oh, this is great, you know. Talked to Marty for a little bit. It was okay. Sure. Or LJ, what's your favorite part?
I would say definitely people. The people here, like, everybody's just so, like, you know, like, if you know somebody, you know somebody else, and it's like it creates one big whole, like, you know, like, little family, like. So definitely coming from Jersey to come up here, I could definitely say I know a lot of people up here, so it's not like a drop off or anything.
Have you noticed? Okay, so I'm not from Jersey. I'm from Buffalo also. What have you noticed, like, a difference in like closeness compared to New Jersey? Like, is Buffalo closer? I always hear Buffalo's like city of good neighbors or whatever. When your car gets stuck in the street, like, people are like, push out.
I mean, I feel like it's the same.
Same.
Like it's not like that much of a difference, but definitely the people and the food here. I don't know if you guys ever tried it, but y'all gotta go get a lobster pasta from Bella Ciao.
There we go.
Bro,
That's
the best thing ever, bro.
That's Bella Ciao at 200 Delaware Ave, Buffalo, New York. Instagram handle pulled up right here. I'm gonna pull it up and post. Instagram.
But yeah, definitely.
That was a great plug, by the way. Appreciate that, man. Yeah. Cool. I love that we all kind of said the same thing about that also, that it was like the people, because I truly do. I think most people would probably say that also. The other thing is, besides Bella Ciao, probably Vice is probably the other great thing.
We can't forget about Vice.
Is the kitchen open?
Shout out Vice.
We're not open right now. We are probably going to open really soon, so like people are going to probably trickle in. But what time is it? Is it 3:03? Yeah, it's probably opening soon. All right. Well, all right. We're probably going to wrap this up. We've been going for a little bit. Let's do some plugs. Let's give the LITM Instagram handle. What is that? You want to say it? We'll pull it up.
LITM Inc. LITMINC. All capital letters because we the biggest.
Cool. And what does that stand for?
Legends in the making.
Let's go. I love I knew what it stood for. I just all right. And personals. What's your personal Instagram?
ALJJAY.
Do you have one?
It's basic. Dylan McDuffie. DYLANMCDUFFIE.
Cool. All right. Well, hey, thanks guys for coming for the first episode. I think that went great.
Appreciate you.
Appreciate you.
Definitely will have to come back, a little down the road once we get a few of these in.
Definitely.
And I'm sure you guys have an event happening here soon, don't you?
Yes, kind of. We'll see. Hopefully, it's in the works.
Yeah, we'll talk about it.
We do, but not to the public yet.
Okay, I see.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that one's a little hush-hush. Okay, cool. Thanks, guys, again. Thank you guys for watching the Vice Experience. Follow us at Vice Buffalo. Like, share, subscribe, comment, all of those good things. And, we'll see you guys on the next one. Thanks.
That's easy.